Hey, welcome into this week's Chug Chant. It's cousin Randy coming to you live from the West Coast, but I'm going back to the best coast, and that's Cincinnati. I got a chant for someone that just graduated. Let's chug this, then chant. Woo! Cincinnati taught me two things: how to chug a beer and how to know Desmond Ritter's the real deal. Okay. He should be the starter of the Falcons, not Marcus Mariota. He had his time. He's done. It's the Ritter train now. Head coach Arthur Smith, you're new here. Why are you going back to some old guy? I know you want to win games, but you know you're not going to be good. You know you're not going to win a lot of games. You're going to be last. You're going to be fighting to get the number one pick next year. You need to figure out whether you got a dude in Desmond Ritter or you need to draft another quarterback. And I'm telling you got a dude. He went 10 for 13 in his preseason game this last week. Tons of drop balls, tons of flags. The dude was throwing dimes left and right, running the offense like it was. He knew it like the back of his hand. This guy is special, Falcons fans. I need you to understand this should be your starting quarterback. Marcus Mariota's not the next thing for you guys. He's not a starting quarterback in this league anymore. Desmond Ritter should be the starter. G-Man, T-Money, what do you think?
And there's cousin Randy bringing it again, man. Going after the Cincinnati, getting that Cincinnati Bearcat blood going, man. And I agree with Randy. Ritter looked awesome in his preseason game so far. I love the way he looks, man.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know me, Cincy all the way, baby. And people are going to say, hey, he went 10 for 22 in that first game, only 103 yards, right? But people aren't watching the games or looking at the stats. They had 5 drop passes. He had complete control of the offense. He had 2 touchdowns as well. So it would have been 17 of 22 or 15 of 22, sorry. And just the guy clearly is throwing dimes here. Marcus Mariota is a starter in this league. He's going to shred any of these preseason games because he's just seen better competition. He is 6 years in the NFL at this point. And for Ritter to look this good this early, I think he's got to get a chance. Like, what are you looking forward to? Like, what is Marcus Mariota going to do when you 4 games instead of 3 games? Like, is that what you're going for this year? Like, I get it, Arthur Smith, like you said, another bad year, and he might be on the hot seat, but this roster is clearly bad. And I think everyone knows that, probably even Falcons management. Like, let's just give the guy you drafted, who's basically the new version of Marcus Mariota, a chance.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you, man. I agree with that too. And I agree with Randy. Ritter looking good. He did not get help from the offense, man. They had a lot of penalties. I think they had over 10 penalties, calling back plays left and right. He had 2nd and 25 and 1st and 20. I mean, the guy just had a tough time.
And he was shredding them. I mean,
he did not get them in the end zone. That's the only thing I had a problem with, but that's because of all the penalties that they had. But his completion percentage through 2 preseason games, 61.5%. He's led 4 scoring drives. 2 were touchdowns. So he has shown that he can do it. They were 7-10 last year. Come on, man. Do what Randy says. Put him in. Give him a shot.
I know. I mean, at this point, I'd be shocked if 8 games in, they don't give him a look, because like you're out of playoff contention at that point, most likely if you're like 2-6. So I don't know. I'm a little perplexed. I think Marcus Mariota's got to know his position. Like, you're not a starter anymore, especially when you come to a bad team like this. Like, what do you expect Marcus Mariota to drag this team to the playoffs? Like, he could barely get Tennessee to the playoffs. Like, and they were good. So let's not act like Marcus Mariota is something other than a backup in this league now. Like, what are we expecting? Like, let's give the new guy some reps.
And they asked Ritter about some of the bad plays that happened. He said, you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have negative plays, but the most important play is the next play. Very well said there.
Well, Tiger Woods action there, huh?
Ritter, yeah. Hey, the Falcons will close out the preseason at home against the Jags Saturday at 3.